welcome to Bookmas Day 4. Today's topic is the top 8 books I own to read in 2020. Now, little disclaimer here. I have been trying to get my physical TBR down to under 100 books for the last 3 years, right? So you'd think that's fine and easy to do. Well, for the last 3 years, I have started and ended my physical TBR being on 120 books. The number never changes and I don't understand. Well, I understand, and clearly I buy too many books, but how does it always stay at 120? I don't get that. Surely it would either go up or go down, because I would read more. I don't know, it's a thing, but it's still sitting at 120 or 123 or something along those lines, which sucks. It's too many, so I'm desperate to get it down this year. So I'm gonna try and focus on finishing series. So a lot of these books are actually series, and I'm like, I want it to be under 100 books by the end of 2020. I want it to. If you do not know what BOOKMAS is, BOOKMAS was created by Hailey from the channel Hailey in Bookland. I will leave a link to her channel in the description box below. Definitely go and check her out. She is incredible. She's doing something like 21 videos this month, which is just ridiculous. They are all in celebration of Christmas and the end of the year and all of that fun stuff. So definitely go and check that one out. I do BOOKMAS a little differently. I do a mini BOOKMAS of my own sort of videos. I did take most of these ideas from Hailey, but I am just it's such a good idea and I love it and I really want to be a part of it. So moving right along, coming in at number 8, we have Doctor Who, the 50th anniversary edition by all of these authors, which I'm not going to read out. And the reason that I want to read this one in 2020 is because I love Doctor Who. I'm currently in the middle of a rewatch right now. I'm watching it so slowly. I'm watching a season a month and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm remembering why I love Doctor Who so much, because I haven't seen season 11 because I'm not a big fan of the new Doctor, as in I don't like her at all. And so I'm rewatching Doctor Who to get me up to that point so that I will force myself to sit down and watch season 11 in its entirety, because I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but I was not a fan of the first 2 episodes. And it wasn't so much that I didn't like her, it was that I didn't love that she had a million companions, and I didn't love the stories or the writing. There was a lot wrong with season 11 in those 2 episodes that I watched. So that's fun, but I really want to read this one. I got this one from Emily. I think she unhauled it and so I picked it up. But once I've read it, I'll probably unhaul it as well, because I just trying to clear my shelves, but I want to read this one first. Alrighty, coming in at number 7 is the first of many series on this list, and that is Gemini and Sideo by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is books 2 and 3 in the Illuminate Files series. I have not read either of these books. These books are very heavy, so I'm just gonna put them down here. And I feel like it's about time I read them, Aurora Rising has come out and we're getting Aurora Burning in 2020. I feel like it's time that I finish these books finally, because they are really good. Well, I really enjoyed Illuminate, and I read that, when did I read that? Back in 2017 maybe? It was a while ago that I read it, and then I just never read these 2, and now I'm I feel like I need to, Especially because I do want to try and finish as many series as possible this year, and I feel like this is the way to go. Coming in at number 6, we have another series, and that is Hollow City and Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs. These are books 2 and 3 in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. I read Miss Peregrine's in 2000 and when did the movie come out? 2016 maybe? Just haven't picked these ones up. They're so dense and I remember it took me ages to get through the first one, but I really did enjoy the first one, and I know that books 4 and 5 are out now, and I think book 6 is probably coming out next year, and I'm just I would love to finish this series. I really would, and I want to continue, especially considering, well, the problem is I mostly only remember the movie, so I may even have to reread Miss Peregrine's, which is one of the reasons why I haven't continued with this series, because I was too worried I was going to have to reread Miss Peregrine's in order to do it. It's a struggle. Coming in at number 5 is yet again another series. That is Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth and Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian. These are books 4 and 5 in the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. I read the first 3 books in quick succession. I think I binged them, and I realized they were incredibly formulaic and the same thing was happening in every book, and I was starting to hate the books, so I stopped, but then I just never picked them up again, and now they've been sitting on my shelf forever, and I'm no, I need to finish the Percy Jackson series because everyone seems to love it except for me, but I really am looking looking forward to reading Battle at the Labyrinth because if you can see up here, that's the Golden Gate Bridge and I'm obsessed with San Francisco, and here, that's not Empire State, that's Lady Liberty, so I love New York as well. So if nothing else, I'm excited about the setting of these books. Coming in at number 4, we have an actual series in its entirety. I haven't even read the first book yet, and that is the Valentine, Ironheart, and Miss Rolle series by Jodie McAllister. I met Jodie a few years ago now at Supernova, and I picked up Valentine and I was like, this sounds amazing, like Faye, and the mean Faye, and it's set in Australia and lots of pop culture references, like this is gonna be great. And then just never read it. And then Ironheart came out and again, never read it. And then I went to Supernova and I met Jodie and I got Ironheart and Miss Rolle and I got them all signed and I still haven't read them. And so I'm like, no, you know what? I need to, it's gonna happen. This is when I'm going to read them. I'm gonna read them in 2020 and it's gonna be great and I'm gonna really enjoy them. And then I think she's got a new book series coming out at some point, a crime series with Maria Lewis, and I'm just like, I'm ready. So ready to read these ones, especially because I know they'd be good. Alrighty, coming in at number 3 on the list is Who's Afraid 2 by Maria Lewis. This is the sequel to Who's Afraid and the second book in Maria's Women Monster series. I still don't entirely know what to call the series. I just know that it focuses on a different woman and a different monster in each book, apart from the first 2, which are both focused on Tommy Grayson, who is a werewolf. I read the first book and really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic and so much fun. I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I just haven't picked it up yet. And I really have no excuse because she's had this one, she had It Came From the Deep, which I have read, but then she's also had The Witch Who Courted Death come out and The Wailing Woman as well, and I'm like, people need to stop writing so many books so quickly so I can catch up. This is definitely one of those series that I want to catch up on though, because I know Emily has read them and she loves them and she's like, Jenna, you have to hurry up and read them. I'm like, oh my god, I know. I will. I'll get to it. 2020. These books, I'm coming for them in 2020. Coming in at number 2, we have The Vanishing Step by Maureen Johnson. This is the sequel to Truly Devious. It is so, well, I can't say about this book, but Truly Devious is so good. It's a YA thriller which is set in a boarding school and there's lots of murder and mystery and like an age-old murder and something from the 60s or maybe even earlier than that. It's been a while since I read it. I read it back in like 2017. I am reading this book in 2020 because The Hand on the Wall, which is the 3rd book in this series, it comes out in 2020, and when I read Truly Devious, I thought it was a standalone novel. So imagine my surprise when I got to the end of the book and was like, what do you mean that's a cliffhanger? What do you mean this isn't a standalone novel? I'm pretty sure I threw the book across the room. I was literally on a houseboat and I think I threw the book and everyone was like, are you good? Like, what happened? I was like, no! It ended on a cliffhanger and I thought it was a standalone. So I need to read The Vanishing Step so I can read The Hand on the Wall so I can find out what happens in this series because it's so good and I'm so mad that it wasn't a standalone because that's honestly what I thought it was, and it just means that I'm like, ugh, stress. This series, thinking about it causes me stress, and I will finally have finished it and I will know the answer to all the riddles and I'll know who the murderer is and I'll know everything and I'll be happy. Coming in at number 1, but again, it's a series because that's what I do with my life. The series I want to read the most in 2020 is, Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, both by Leigh Bardugo. The Grisha trilogy, what's it all called? So there's the Grisha trilogy, then there's these ones, and the Netflix series Shadow and Bone, that's it. Netflix has ordered to series Shadow and Bone, as in they're filming it at the moment as we speak, and I'm like, I have to watch it because not only is their cast like stupidly good looking, but Ben Barnes is in it as like, I don't know his name, but I think he's the bad guy, and I love Ben Barnes and I can't wait to see him as a bad guy. So I'm like, I need to read this series, and I know everyone's like, you have to read the Grisha trilogy first, and I'm like, well, you know what, I don't own the Grisha trilogy, and I don't think you do. I mean, you probably do, but I want to read these ones because I own them, but I'm thinking I might borrow the Grisha trilogy from the library or something so that I can read them if I need to, so that I can read these, so that I can watch the show and be like, I know what's going on. Otherwise I'm just gonna be watching the show like, I'm so lost in all the book readers like screaming at each other and I don't know why, and I hate that. I like if people are gonna yell, I want to be in on the yelling. And so there you have it. Those are the 8 books I would like to read in 2020 off my physical TBR that I own. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what are some books that you own that you want to read in 2020, because I would absolutely love to know. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and tune in tomorrow for Bookmas Day 5. Stay random. Bye.